Hey, and welcome to Retro 500, where I take a look at a retro game in 500 words. Give or take 10%. Let's go. Isn't it weird to think that at one point there was just Street Fighter 2? No Champion Edition, no hyper fighting, certainly nothing turbo, and the only thing super about this version is that it's on the Super Nintendo. Technically, this game has the subtitle The World Warrior, but we just called it Street Fighter 2. We also called this fella Ryu. For me, and probably many others, this was my first taste of not only Street Fighter, but the fighting game genre as a whole. While Street Fighter is a mega franchise these days, I've been enjoying revisiting this early home port and appreciating where it all began. Let's just forget about Street Fighter 1. The game offers a total of 8 playable fighters, with none of the boss characters selectable at this point in time. While the roster is limited, it gives you more time to explore and learn the available characters. Or just pick Ryu or Ken forever. The meat of the game is in its 2-player mode, which in my childhood often descended into Chun-Li, Honda, or Blanca mash-offs. I was the first of my friends to learn how to pull off a Hadouken, and you can bet I never told them how to do it. As I only had one decent controller, as well as a limited number of friends, it was mostly a single-player experience for me, meaning I was up against the AI. Fortunately, the computer isn't as unforgiving as its arcade counterpart. But there's still a decent amount of input reading and outright cheating going on. Combined with how slow this first edition of the game is, the computer always seems to have the edge. This especially stings once you get to the very broken boss characters. Shitbag number 1 being Vega, with his invincible backflips and ridiculous reach. Something that does stand out to me about the AI is that every character has their own personality. Like Chun-Li's penchant for jumping at you, Zangief's desire to get in close for a cuddle, or Blanca being an unpredictable little sprout. Once you learn each opponent's patterns, getting through arcade mode is remarkably doable.
Round 1, fight!
Graphically, the game has taken a hit, but this is only really evident when you put the arcade and SNES side by side. The sprites and backgrounds have been shrunk down to fit the lower resolution of the Super Nintendo, and the game window itself has been letterboxed to reduce the load on the poor little console.
Round 2, fight!
Due to the sample-based sound chip of the SNES, the iconic music has a different vibe to the arcade, and I honestly prefer it. It also has one of the manliest pause jingles I have ever heard. Thanks to emulation and the near arcade perfect ports of Street Fighter 2 on 32-bit platforms, there's pretty much zero reason to play this version of the game anymore. It's slow, unbalanced, and lacking in features, but at the same time, it's incredible just how faithful this port was for its day. And it gave gamers the joy, and frustrations, of having the arcade hit at home. Can you still have fun with this 16-bit port? I'm sure you can. Hey, thanks so much for watching this episode of Retro 500. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do us a like, maybe even a subscribe, and you can touch my bell should you wish. Obviously, I am not a pro fighting game player, so I do apologise for the terrible techniques you've probably seen in this video. Also, sorry it's been a while, there's been an awful lot going on in my personal life. But thanks for sticking around, getting pretty close to 500 subscribers, so thank you everybody. Until next time, take care and goodbye.